Alright, in the previous video, we talked about how did Tesla become a $1 trillion company without advertising. In today's video, as I'm charging the vehicle, you can see there's about 1 hour 10 minutes remaining. Okay, and the unproductive thing to do is basically just listen to Spotify songs, binge on Netflix, because I can watch YouTube videos mindlessly as well. But to be more productive and to kind of make good use of my time, I decided to go back to doing some content marketing videos. That being said, whether you find it useful or not, I'll still continue to make them because your opinion doesn't really matter to me. Just kidding. Or not. I think today what we're going to talk about is 3 critical things to take note of when starting up your business. I think this is kind of like a beginner-friendly question, and I think that would appeal to the mass audiences more than just that very select group of audiences whereby you're already an existing entrepreneur and then you do like 7 figures a year, or 8 figures a year, and then watching this video and then you're like, oh shit, this guy is like on I don't want to listen to this guy. Okay, so I think it's better to speak to the mass market, the mass audiences that are looking to start a business, or they have already started and then they are in the midst of getting it to success. So let's talk about the first thing, right? The first critical advice. So the first critical advice I have for starting a business is to actually start a service-based business. And I know that sounds like a bit weird, because for somebody that has not listened to something like that before, they'll be thinking like, what the hell is a service-based business? And that's exactly what I'm going to break down for you. So a service-based business could be something that doesn't require you to hold inventory. It's basically things like providing residential cleaning services, things like web design, things like Facebook ads, running Facebook ads as an agency, things like being a life coach, okay, being a mental therapist, being a psychologist, you kind of get the list, right? Okay, being a plumber, right? Being an interior designer, okay? The only thing that it lacks is being a prostitute. So that being said, so that's insensitive joke. Okay, so I think what you want to be able to identify is a service-based business whereby you provide a service in exchange for money. And the reason why that's like really important, right, is because you want to ensure that you really keep your costs very low and you mitigate all the risks that are associated with holding inventory. Because what kills a lot of entrepreneurs, right, is the fact that they don't have enough cash flow to buy the inventory to sell, and then at the same time, because they don't hold inventory, it's very hard for you to kind of like drop ship the product within like X amount of duration, within like 5 days or 3 days or whatever. And typically your customer wants to get your product like as soon as possible. If they have to wait like 24 to 48 days for your shipping to come from China because they're drop shipping or whatever, then it's kind of like a bad experience, and it just sucks. Okay, it just sucks. So of course there are exceptions, right? There are some products that are from China and you would still be glad to wait 24 to 48 hours for it, right? And typically, okay, those kind of products are really very niched. Okay, and I know I bought like my Tesla neck rest for like I think $90 or $80 for a pair, and then it took like 20 over days to come or 30 over days to come. And I get it, okay, that's guys probably drop shipping or private labeling or something, and you would still be happy to pay. Okay, but that's an exception. Okay, typically you want to provide a really good customer experience, and if like you have to wait like that long, 24 to 48 hours, then 48 days, then it's just a bad experience. Okay, so that's the first critical advice for you starting a business. And this quote-unquote business that you start, typically, like I said, is a service-based business. Okay, so on to the second one. Okay, the second thing is to actually understand that you can niche down. You shouldn't just try and attract everyone, right? Because sometimes you ask the question, right, like because I speak to business owners every day and I ask them, who are you targeting? Who's your ideal customer, and they say everyone, right? Okay, like for instance, I ask a real estate agent, who are you targeting? Everyone. Anyone that wants to buy a house, anyone that wants to sell a house, anyone that wants to rent a property. Like the old adage, right, is that if you target everybody, you are really targeting nobody. Okay, because the marketing message is not as sharp, and you don't call out that ideal customer buyer avatar. And typically what happens is, if you don't form an identity trigger with that person in your marketing message, it tends to, they tend to ignore it, right? It basically results in ad blindness, whereby people don't even bother looking at the ad, right? Especially more so if it looks like an ad. So I think that's the second critical advice, is to really be able to niche down. So I give an example, right? For me, right, when I started out my business, when I started out my digital marketing agency, I niched down with SEO, right? I just did SEO. I did nothing else. If the client comes up to me and say, do you do landing page design? I'll say, no, I only do SEO, right? They say, do you do Facebook ads? No, I don't do Facebook ads. I only do SEO. Do you do Google ads? No, I also don't do Google ads. I only do SEO. So all I did was just one service, which is search engine optimization. And I even called the business best SEO. That's the degree of how, niche down I was trying to go. Does it look better? Okay, I don't know, I think it does. Okay, so I was actually pulling this down earlier, but if this helps with the lighting. Okay, I'm not a videographer, okay? So like, for the 1% of the people that are videographers watching this video, like, comment down below, right? Tell me, like, this is the wrong way of doing it, or this is the right way, okay? Or for the 1% of the trolls out there that's like, oh no, this guy doesn't know how to do videography, okay? Do it, okay? This is the time when you comment down below, okay? And like also if you like the humor, okay? The dry humor. And subscribe, okay? Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, so that being said, the second advice that I was saying was, you really want to niche down, and the reason why you want to niche down is because it's easier for you to market. Okay, it's just a lot easier for you to market, and it's also a lot easier for you to segment and sell. Okay, what do I mean by segment and sell? So when you pitch your particular service, right, let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, it's SEO, okay? I'll come with other examples in just a bit, okay? But let's say, for the sake of simplicity, it's SEO. Okay, in your pitch deck, right, all you are catering, right, your kind of pitch towards, right, is just the SEO itself. You're not lumping everything together. You're not lumping Google ads. You're not lumping Facebook ads. You're not lumping, content marketing or whatever, right? All in one. And when you do that, it becomes as though like your advice fits really nicely, okay, like a glove, okay, for your fingers, for your prospects' fingers, and it will really make the marketing message and the overall sale a lot easier. Okay, that's why some people, like web design agencies, they niche down to just helping like chiropractors, or they just niche down to help like lawyers, or they niche down to help like just medical professionals like doctors, dentists, that kind of thing, right? So that's the kind of the second advice, to be able to niche down. I'll give you one more example. So like, for instance, if you're doing cleaning services, you niche down to just only doing office cleaning, right? You do nothing else. People ask you, do you do residential cleaning? No, like, absolutely not. I do not do residential cleaning because it's, number one, it requires you to have a larger workforce, okay? I mean, not really a larger workforce, but it requires you to kind of micromanage the operation side of things, the administrative side of things, because residential, the turnaround is fast, but at the same time, you don't have a recurring thing, right? But if you go out there and you say, I only do office cleaning and I do nothing else, all you are getting is recurring contracts with high lifetime value, right? So, for instance, the guy is paying you like 2,000 a month to clean the office, 3,000 a month to clean the office. You just need 10, you're like a good 30k a month. Okay, so it's a lot easier to market. It's a lot easier for you to operationally come up with the manpower, operationally go and hire, operationally go and fire, operationally go and manage the administrative side of things, to account manage the clients, okay, if you were to just niche down. And I know that a lot of, gurus out there will say, oh, you wanna broaden your niche and all that. Yeah, so what I mean is like starting out, right? Like when you are starting out, you just want to do one thing first. Then subsequently, you want to like increase your total addressable market. You want to like hit other markets. You want to, increase LTV and whatever. Carry on, right? Go do that. But when starting out, focus on one niche. Okay, so this applies to also all types of businesses as well, not just digital marketing, not just cleaning. Okay, I'm just using this as examples. Okay, on to the third one. So the third one, when starting out a business, is to try your best not try your best, sorry. Do your best to mitigate risks. Okay, mitigate taking out too much like liabilities. So for what I mean by that is like I typically try to stay away from too much loans. And since I've started out my business, I've not taken a single loan in my entire life, right? In my entire career, because I think I want to, because first of all, this is a cash flow positive business, right? Being a digital marketing agency really is a cash flow positive business. Like from day one, I'm cash positive. I don't need to spend any amount of I don't even need to take out any loans to go ahead and kind of hire people and stuff. I could, should I do that? I probably should, but would I do that? Probably not, because I have enough cash in bank to go ahead to go and do the hiring anyway. So, and I don't hold inventory, right? So I think that's it. It's kind of like, to be kind of mitigating your risks, right? And try to reduce taking up any unnecessary loans. Yeah, of course, if you run a product business, I get it, right? You need to buy, flowers, you need to buy storage space, you need to like, I don't know, store your candles or, your sex toys or something. I don't know what kind of business you run, okay? But you know what I mean, right? Like if you run some sort of a product business, you need to take some loans, you need to kind of hold inventory, you need to have that cash. You need to worry a lot about cash flow, and that's something that I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs fall prey into, and they take too much loan. They took too much loans, and then the interest that is compounding from the loans would hurt you overall in the long run. So just be wary of that, okay? And again, it's also like if you watch I watch a lot of Shark Tank, and I understand that there are some entrepreneurs out there, they put themselves and their families at risk. They take a whole bunch of loans, $1 million worth of loans, and they have they have no choice but to go to the sharks, because no other financial institution would want to continue lending them money, right? Because they've already maxed out their loans, and that's why they're there at Shark Tank trying to pitch the sharks to lend them money. So I think you definitely want to try and not land yourself in such a bad position whereby financially you're already at a loss, and then you haven't kind of had that success in terms of being a cash flow positive business, in terms of having the revenue coming consistently every single month, in terms of delivering value to the marketplace. So yeah, I think that's the 3 critical advice I have if you are starting out in the business. If you enjoy this kind of content, please go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to this channel. It does help me to produce more videos just like this one. Also, go ahead and comment down what kind of questions you want me to answer. If there's any particular advice you're seeking, I would be happy to share. Of course, I'm not like a multi-billionaire, sharing some insane advice or anything, but I can share with you what I have done, right? Even though it's not a lot, right? But I think I'm in a good capacity to share, because I'm probably in the position where I think a lot of people want to be at, in terms of not having to worry financially, not having to worry emotionally, spiritually, career-wise, business-wise, and I'm happy, and I wake up at 6 a.m. every day, raring to want to start my day, really wanting to go out there. And I think most people want to come to a point whereby they longer to worry about their emotions, and not feel sad anymore, and be able to enjoy life and freedom as it is. So go ahead, comment down below, share this video with a friend if you have a friend that's just starting out a business and you think that it's useful for them to have this advice as well. So I'll see you guys in the next video. It's a nice view, eh? It's 6 degrees Celsius and it's still charging at 95%. Alright, see you guys.